I'm going to do something different here by redoing one of my older reviews. Sometimes there are things that I wish I could take back and replace them with thoughts that better match my current viewpoint. So let me do just that for one of my reviewer swap April Fool's episodes, which looked at the Muppets at Walt Disney World.
When the curtain goes up and we hear the applause, it's the moment we live for and you are the cause. We're gonna keep on singing if you keep ringing.
This film started production when Jim Henson Productions merged with the Walt Disney Company. And at the time, the idea of having Muppets be part of Disney seemed like a good one. It would allow Jim Henson and his crew to use one of the most popular theme parks in the world. Who knew what the Muppets would do when let loose there? Unfortunately, it would also be one of the last productions Jim Henson would work on, as he passed away on May 16, 1990, 10 days after the special aired. In any case, instead of wondering what could have been, if he were still alive today, let's just take what we have and see one of the last things he got to create. Now, before anything, we have this brief prelude where Michael Eisner, then CEO of the Walt Disney Company, having tea with Fozzie Bear and his mother, Emily.
Tonight we have a really exciting Disney special for you. Kermit the Frog has packed up his entire family of bears and pigs and chickens and brought them here to Florida. It should be a grand adventure. Right, Fozzie?
You betcha, Mr. Eisner. Oh, dear, I got butter all over your sleeve.
He's going to remember this, Fozzie, so you better watch out. But luckily, we got cleaners for this mess.
They're here.
Anyway, we truly begin in a swamp somewhere in Florida, where we get to see the rare instance of Muppet feet trekking on through. Seems most of them had different expectations for this trip, given what some of them are wearing.
Are you sure you really need all of this luggage? I mean, you don't have to dress for the alligators, you know.
Alligators? Are we going to see alligators?
Only if you're really, really lucky.
Yeah, the special has all kinds of fun gags. Can't show them all, obviously, or we'd be here forever. At any rate, they arrive at Paradise Swamp, where Kermit is said to be from. He introduces his extended family to his buddies, and we even get a song out of this, if only to stop a possible pig-frog race war.
Down here in the swamp, you don't have to be prompt. We got no shopping malls. We sleep in late because we don't have to make no phone calls. No phone calls.
It's cute enough, though did they really need to give ears to some of the frogs? That just seems wrong. Oh, and it's part of the ongoing torment of Beaker. And that bucket stays on him for most of the special. Anyway, Kermit apparently wanted to surprise everyone with a frog festival instead of whatever sort of vacation they were expecting. But it's okay, because this one swamp is right across from Walt Disney World. So guess where they're all going?
Wait a second, what about the Frog Festival?
Kermit, you don't understand. You are asking us to choose between Walt Disney World and fried bugs.
Well, depending on when you would say that nowadays, you'd probably want to take the fried bugs. Now gaze upon the majesty that is Walt Disney World, a place where most people dream of going but can't because it's super expensive. Here we meet a security guard named Quentin Fitzwaller, played by Charles Gordon. You might also recognize him as Nicky Holiday in The Great Muppet Caper. He's kind of our main antagonist, because when the Muppets show up and try to get in without tickets, Animal does this.
Bye-bye.
Come on, Scooter, I'll show you it's a small world.
Security break.
Well, it's not the first time they broke the rules, so everyone goes off to do their own thing, while Kermit is stuck with his nephew Robin. Of course, Kermit could just tell Fitzwaller that they're part of a popular sketch comedy show, and that letting them in could generate good publicity, well, so long as they don't leave the front gate.
Look! Ice cream! Ice cream! Oh, ice cream! Ice cream!
Oh boy, we better stop him. Lars, wait, yellow alert.
Well, if only the guard was more understanding of those Muppets trying to control their own, and thus our impromptu tour of Walt Disney World begins. It's pretty charming and funny despite it being a blatant Disney advertisement. I especially enjoy Gonzo and Camilla's segments, where instead of going to the actual exhibits, they check out some random back areas of the park.
Taking that unmarked stairway next to the broom closet, we might have missed this whole grungy tunnel exhibit.
Only Gonzo can make these interesting to watch, especially when they have a love song in a laundromat.
Love in a laundromat, who would have thought of that?
Anyway, since there are several side plots going on, I might as well go over them individually. Bunsen tries helping Beaker the only way he knows how, which is very little, before tormenting him with some hot spicy food from the Swedish chef, who hijacked this one taco stand.
Bon appetit. Oh, Vicky, you're looking much better.
Ralph the dog gets captured by someone in the pet care center, which I guess doubles as a dog pound, where he conducts a sing-along with some other dogs there.
Well, it would take an awful lot of clouds to rain on my parade. Laughing lemonade, man, I got it made.
Miss Piggy wants to go to the Chinese theater, but Beauregard, a well-beloved janitor at the Muppet Theater, takes her to some thrill rides instead. Gotta admire how the crew is able to film this without issue. Good thing Big Thunder Mountain Road doesn't have any loops, or they'd be screwed. And yeah, they even go on Star Tours, which should be less intense for Miss Piggy, but yeah, no. Rizzo, meanwhile, gets caught by Fitzwaller after being separated from his family, but the security guard chooses to bribe him with food in exchange for tracking down the other Muppets. You can probably guess how that turns out.
All right, man, listen up. Your assignment is to capture the Muppets. Give no ground. Show no mercy. Remember, you are the finest. The Disney SWAT team.
Good grief. Your people are starting to remind me of my people.
Emily gets Fozzie to do a stand-up routine in the middle of a garden area for lunch money, and because we can't have a Muppet event without them, here are Waldorf and Statler critiquing the park.
I hate it when there's nothing to complain about. This is terrible. Yeah, why did we come to this miserable place? Boo! This! Close this dump down! Taxi! Taxi!
Oh hey, your Disney checks came early. Got anything nicer to say?
Hello! Hello! Who's your lady friend? Who's this little girlie by my side? I've seen you with a guy or two. Oh, 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 we are surprised at you.
Next we have Dr. Teeth and the Electric Mayhem trying to hold their next concert, and they get the idea of doing a world tour right here in Disney World. After all, the park has dedicated sections to different nationalities, so then, of course, we have Kermit and Robin looking for all of their friends. Robin is obviously more interested in what the park has to offer, while Kermit doesn't want to admit that Disney World is more fun than the Frog Festival he was going to have. By this point, it's too late to really go back, and when Fitzwaller shows up with the 7 dwarves, he's forced to hide. And Robin?
Oh no, Robin!
Uncle Kermit!
Poor Kermit. All he ever wanted was to take his friends to the Frog Festival. We didn't have a child cameo from Raven Simone, probably due to her role on The Cosby Show, who asks Kermit what's wrong. And then to really help him out, she starts singing his signature song.
Why are there so many songs about rainbows and what's on the other side?
It's really wholesome, and kudos to young Raven for singing parts of the song in long takes. Oops, Fitzwaller is back, time to flee! At this point, Kermit starts regrouping with his friends, starting with Fozzie, who just had an audience with 2 of the Country Bears, and also Brer Bear from Song of the South.
See, Fozzie, they love you. It doesn't even matter that you're not funny.
But now it's time for everyone to converge at the Indiana Jones Epic Stunt Spectacular, in which Miss Piggy gets roped into yet another event. Oh, and Kermit gets caught up in these shenanigans too. We even get to see him use a gun.
I don't believe in violence. I don't believe in violence.
Of course, this just makes me want a Muppets parody of Indiana Jones. I'm just saying, we'd have more memes if they were allowed to use guns more often, especially on the Nazis.
Victory is mine!
Yay! Let's cheer for the villain! So everyone is brought to the security center. Fitzwaller gets into contact with someone who claims to be Mickey Mouse, and Kermit claims to know him. Eventually, they all end up at the office where Mickey is. And here, Mickey is just a cartoon character. Personally, it would have been funny if they were allowed to make a Muppet version of him, or use the mascot costume the park uses, but this is fine.
Where's Miss Piggy? Mickey, mon cher. Quel honor to meet you.
Well, who said you can't show off to a popular mouse character? They end up discussing the similarities between Rainbow Connection and When You Wish Upon a Star, but here's where it ultimately leads.
I'd like to invite all you dreamers to go down to the Chinese theater. Why there you can put your names and footprints in the cement. Welcome to the family.
Well, technically that didn't happen until 2004, since that's the point where they're truly part of the Disney brand. So we get one final song about rising to the top, and a scene where the Muppets put their prints in the Chinese theater walkway. Then they return to the swamp, and all is well. Yes, sir, nothing else to bring up. Anyway, this is a fun sequel, no doubt about it. The Muppets were really on a roll in this time frame. The jokes are funny, the practical gags are hilarious, and while the plot goes many places with everyone, you at least aren't confused. The point of this special was just to see how the Muppets would fit into the Henson-Disney merger, and it's clear that they would do just fine. And looking at some of the behind-the-scenes pictures, it's amazing how they were able to shoot all this while in a crowded venue. That's Jim Henson Productions for you, able to film anywhere with puppets. While the special doesn't appear to be on Disney Plus at the moment, it's on YouTube at the time of this recording. So if you haven't seen it already, you totally should. It's just a really lovable piece of Muppet media that shouldn't be missed. Now, I don't know about you, but I'm going to need a bit of time before the December videos. Until then, though, I'm the Media Hunter. Media's my... What about Miss Piggy? She was with every... Wait a moment. Oh! The Greenhouse Dragons have returned to Kickstarter with a whole new batch of pins to bring. If you'd like to see these and more unlocked, click the link in the description below for details on how to get one of your very own pins.
Snow White! Hi! Snow White!